So coming up in this video, I go for the rarest bird I've ever seen in my life, if I'm successful of course. Then go all the way to Dungeness to look for a Caspian tern, to add that to my year list. I also head out to look for a long-eared owl. While I'm out and about, we also chat to world record breaking biking birder. So watch this video to see how I get on. Right, big evening this evening. I'm looking for a new year tick that I've not seen this year in long-eared owl. Now that is quite a sensitive species, so for a lot of this I'll be disguising my location, either by just using audio only or by filtering out the background. So I'm not even sure I'm going to see it either. All of my research said the best time to find them is when the chicks are calling, like a little creaky door noise. And I thought that that was in July, basically, which is when I'm going out now, beginning of July. But it turns out I might be a little bit late. Everything I've heard recently says June is the best month to go, and June is when I've had them in the past as well. So fingers crossed I'm not too late. Anyway, let's see how I get on. So the noise I'm looking for sounds like a swinging gate, like a eew. Yeah, so that's what I'm keeping my ears open. As I say, if I can just hear one, that would be fantastic. And that's the noise, the begging call of the chicks, which is a really good way to try and find long-eared owl. Says the person who's missed it quite a few times and only ever seen one once in the UK. Hopefully that will change today. I'm currently on 261 species, so to get to 262 would be fantastic. So, just over my head, I've just seen a long-eared owl. It's the second time I've ever seen one in the UK. It's amazing. It's just gone 10 o'clock and yeah, I'm over the moon. Last week was the first week I hadn't ticked a new bird, and this week I've got long-eared owl. All those threats and fears that I might just be a little bit too late for them. Yeah, amazing. Really, really cool to see. I wasn't expecting to see one, I just wanted to hear one. So just to be clear, I was staying well back from the bushes where I think the bird might be. A lot of caution was taken over this. I don't know if I'm being overcautious, but I'd rather be overcautious in order not to disturb the bird. But it's just a fantastic sighting, even though it was brief. And there was still a little bit of light, so I could actually properly see the bird. Yeah, amazing. So we're just arriving now at RSPB Dungeness, and really hoping to see a bird called Caspian tern, which is like mega rare for the UK. Unfortunately, we've been caught in traffic quite a bit, so it's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon and we don't want to be here all day. We do have to drive back this evening, so we won't have long to try and find it. It's been seen multiple times today. So yeah, we're going to try our luck and see if we can get this. This is a bird I'm quite familiar with in New Zealand, but have only ever seen one before in the UK. So yeah, we're talking quite rare. So looking at reports of this bird over the last few days, because it has been here a little while, it's been seen and reported relatively sporadically. So we've just got to hope that we're timing this right and the bird is actually here. Well, I've just spoken to the people in the RSPB centre here at Dungeness Hide, and they say that it's just at this hide, literally a few minutes walks away, and it should still be here. So let's go and take a look. So I'm just looking out now, and literally on this island right out here in front of us, it's not super close, but I've got a Caspian tern. Second one I've ever seen in the UK. This is fantastic. So easy as well. This doesn't always happen. What a treat. That's worth a 3-hour drive and being stuck in traffic for. So while I've been at this spot looking for Caspian tern, which has been nice and easy, very rare, very unusual, bumped into a really interesting guy, Gary, the biking birder. Gary, tell me a little bit about your style of birding.
Well,
Everything by bike, is it?
mostly, and also by Packraft, which is a sort of an inflatable boat, which I used on the Madre de Dios in Peru. But my type of birding is try to be as green as possible from the point of view of transport. So you don't use fossil fuel transport. You don't use a train. You don't use a car. You don't use a ferry. And excuse me laughing over that, but there are reasons. Okay, right. So it's green birding basically.
Obviously, that's going to be a challenging thing to add to what's doing a year list, etc. What kind of numbers of species do you get while doing green burn? Is it UK based or do you go further and wider?
It depends on which record I'm after.
Right.
First time it was the only aim of my first adventure, 2010, January 1st to December 31st, was to visit every single RSPB reserve,
Wow.
which I did in 2010, and then did it again in 2015. But then I found out there was a European record. I
Well, so you've
knew
done a European big year by.
I've done a European big year, but in Britain.
Right. Okay.
Because of Brexit, I'm not exactly allowed to go for more than 3 months. But in Britain, 2016, I saw 318 species
Wow.
by cycling around Britain, 15,000 miles,
So say that
and,
again. 300
and 18 species by
by
cycling
in Britain.
in Britain. But the unfortunate thing was I accidentally used the occasional ferry to get to Orkney, to get to Shetland, to get to Fair Isle. And therefore the Catalan man, I call him Spanish, his name is Poncilia La Torre, and he had the European record of 304. I broke it, but he called me the dirty green birder, which is fair enough.
That's that's an amazing story. It's amazing who you meet when you're out birding, and this is a real treat for me to have you chatting to me on the channel. So, you've done British lists, you've done European lists. You must have had some interesting adventures birding by bike and stuff. Any accidents or anything
Uh,
like that?
the one in Peru, 2018, when it wasn't a whole year adventure, it was a 6 month adventure, cycling from Lima to the Amazon region in southern Peru. That was 4 months over the Andes. Got hit by a bull, tried to kill me, broke my arm, survived.
Clearly.
When I walked to Machu Picchu, not allowed to use fossil fuel transport. There's no roads to Machu Picchu, so therefore walked along the railway line, and my foot was about to go down onto a leather, what was it? Leatherhead pit viper, which is a really deadly snake. And then on the river, once I got onto the Madre de Dios River, which is a huge tributary of the Amazon, spent 2 3 months going down that on an inflatable boat, as you do. There was an incredible flood, so I got dead trees and bamboo coming past me. That was terrifying.
Wow.
Yeah, adventure's good, isn't it? Adventure is out there, and then meeting Wing It with Harry. Got to be good.
Thank you.
Obviously, the highlight of the year. When I was in Peru, the aim was to try and break the world record. A gentleman named Dorian Anderson, an American, an incredible, phenomenal American. He did a big year, 2014, and he cycled, I think it was 17,000 miles around the United States, and he saw 618 different bird species in that year. He did it in order to become clean from alcohol and drug addiction. He was an academic, I think at Stanford University, but his girlfriend told him, buzz off, go bird watching for the year, and he cleaned him out. But he got the world record for green birding.
And
So I
you've done
wanted
this
to
as
beat
well.
him. So I wanted to beat him. Couldn't do that in Britain, obviously, not enough bird species. So I went to Peru. And yeah, over the Andes, down the Madre de Dios River, and I saw 632 bird species. So trouble is, it's only over 6 months.
Wow. Just tell me a little bit about what you're doing here in Dungeness then. Why here? Why now? Are you here for the Caspian tern? And how
Uh,
did you get here?
I wasn't here for the Caspian tern. It was just total chance. I'm picking up a Rwandan bird watcher, a Rwandan green bird watcher, and I'm taking this man Joseph Leonsu to Slimbridge to meet the Wildfowl Wetland Trust, for him to meet the RSPB at Sandy, and taking him to Global Bird Fair. And we're going to do a joint talk together at the weekend. Got back here from France last night at about 1 o'clock in the morning, slept in the car over the back, and it's just by off chance there's an extremely rare Caspian tern here.
So how did you get from France, sorry?
On the ferry.
Okay, so yeah.
Just had a big birthday.
Right, okay.
So therefore my oldest daughter arranged for me to have a holiday with her at Disneyland Paris, because not many bird watchers wear Olaf.
That's really interesting. I do love the hat, by the way. I'm sure everyone will very much appreciate it. So have you written books or anything? Is there any other literature about you? How can we find out more about the Viking birder?
Okay, you can Ecosia it. If you use Ecosia is the search engine that plants trees around the world. Put Viking birder, Biking birder, you can know how to spell that. It's all over the place. And then, yes, there is a book. It's wonderful for insomnia or for draft exclusion. I think 3 copies of it at the bottom of the door is perfect. And then, yeah, just use that. Say hello, Facebook, Instagram, and all the rest of it.
That is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for having a chat with me. Honestly, I'm so grateful, and really, really lovely to meet you. What an interesting person to meet when I'm just going for the Caspian tern. Well, unfortunately, we couldn't spend too long at Dungeness. It took us a long time to get there with being stuck in traffic. So yeah, we're heading back now. But what a bird, and what a nice guy to meet and have a chat with as well. So really, really a good day all round. Right. So I have waited long enough. I have an opportunity to go for the reef heron in Wales, the first ever reef heron in the UK. It will be the rarest bird I've ever seen, but there is a bit of a problem. It's not actually been sighted today. I'm going before the sighting. There's nothing else I need in southwest Wales, nothing at all. So I'm just going for this bird. So it's a huge risk, and I will constantly be checking the reports to see if there's any updates on whether this has seen or disappeared. Surely it can't disappear on me. It's been here for a couple of weeks now in the same spot. The problem is, if it moves very slightly, it then normally takes a couple of days for it to reappear. Anyway, lots of issues. I'm very nervous about it. Let's hope this plan doesn't fail me. So it's an hour and a half later and I'm in BP, and still no record of this bird being seen today. I'm getting very nervous. What's even more frustrating is the alternative spot I was going to go today was Portland for Serin, and they've had a Serin there. So I'm already on my way. I'm committed. Hopefully the plan doesn't fail. So definitely getting really worried now. The bird has always been reported by now for the last week, and there's no reports. It's 10:30, so I think the day before yesterday it was first reported at 7 AM. Yesterday it was actually reported just before 10:30, so this is the longest it's ever taken to get reported. Is this bird still here? That's a massive question. It's actually the biggest twitch I've ever done in the UK. This is a 9-hour round trip. I'm breaking my own rules because normally a 5-hour round trip is the furthest I'll twitch something. Have I made a mistake? Right, here goes. I'm now on site. Still no reports of this bird, which is extremely worrying. However, there are some bird watchers out there looking with scopes, so that's always a good sign. Yeah, this is the biggest twitch I've ever done. Let's hope it's not a fail. I just can't get out of my mind that last time I was going to go looking for this bird, there was no report and it went missing for a week, despite having been in the Wales area for quite some time. Please tell me this isn't a jinx. Literally the rarest bird I've ever seen. I'm feeling quite nervous. Can't quite tell from this distance whether the bird watchers look happy or not, or whether they're looking intently at anything. Well, there's some birders up ahead. They're quite far away. They seem to be looking in my direction. Oh, I've got it. believe it, it is right here. This is amazing, it's just feeding right next to me. I'm like the closest person to it. All the birders are further up. This is incredible, it's like a smoky grey heron. The rarest bird I've ever seen in my life. The first ever record of this bird in the UK. Wow. The biggest twitch I've ever done. The rarest bird I've ever seen. And it's just right here in front of me. No distance at all. I've literally walked 3 minutes from the car, if that. No, probably less than that. 2 minutes. 2 minutes from the car. This is amazing. It really is. This is what birdwatching is all about. When it works, of course. What a bird. It's just so rare. So rare. I haven't even looked at anything else. There's some birds further up. This one's like the closest bird to me. And there's just this like big fish that keeps hanging around it. It's almost like it's working together with the big fish. It's weird. Not quite sure about the dynamics here. Be interesting if you've got any thoughts or perspectives on this. I've got two theories on what's going on here. Either all the fish are being brushed into that corner and the heron and the larger fish are making the most of it, or they're working together in tandem to move fish from one destination to the other, so for the mutual benefit of both the fish and the heron. Not quite sure, but it's cool to watch. So that is my, to give you some numbers, that is my 298th bird for Britain. So we're approaching 300, which will hopefully be another video this year. And it's my 264th bird in Britain for the year, which is cool. I started, to give you some context, I started this year with only 274 British birds in my lifetime. So the fact that I'm on 264 birds for the year is just amazing. I'm really chuffed with that. Really chuffed. Considering this is only my it's only my 4th trip away from home this year, overnight. If I even stay, I might drive back. I mean, it's only, what, like 5 hours away. It's 1 o'clock. I could be back at a decent time. And what's the France game of the World Cup? That'd be alright, wouldn't it? God, those houses over there, people probably have it in their garden. That wouldn't be a bad garden tip now, would it? The rarest bird ever seen in Britain. So I was just chatting to a local guy who didn't know about this bird, and I said, oh, come and have a look through my scope, and while I was chatting to him, it's gone. It's completely gone. I've only been here about 5 minutes and it's disappeared. That was lucky. Imagine if I'd have been 5 minutes too late for this one. Yeah, that would have been annoying, hey? But I wasn't. I got some great views. Seeing it feed like that really close. Probably closer to than I've ever been to one in Africa as well. Well, it's been an absolutely mega week this week. To have that Western Reef Heron on the list is very special. Something I'll always cherish and possibly my bird of the year. But because I got it so quickly and then it flew off and I couldn't re-find it for a guy that I was chatting to, I've decided to head home. So rather than stay the night in Wales, unfortunately, there are more birds to chase tomorrow back down south. So if you like watching this video, please like and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching. Cheers.